Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, I'm smiling, and it's not funny. It's such important testimony about how they used the cadaver dog to find human remains. But the cute thing is to hear about the dog's resume and going through the questions. And, well, he can't speak English, so I have to speak for him. And it's not funny, but it kind of makes you smile as you hear the beginning of that testimony, Sam.
Yeah, it's very dry testimony to talk about qualifications and training of a expert, so to speak. But it's a little more interesting when it has to do with a dog, because most of us have dogs or have had dogs. So it adds a little charm to the whole scenario. But yeah, it's a very detailed type of testimony, and it can put people to sleep in a trial. But the fact that we're talking about a dog helps a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, have you seen something this detailed? I mean, we've seen cadaver dogs in a number of cases. I don't remember being this detailed about a dog and his qualifications. Obviously, this dog found something, and it's something that I think is maybe highly unlikely because they really want to hammer home the idea that this is a qualified dog.
Yeah, it does seem a little more detailed than what I've seen before in dog qualification testimony. I think that this case is circumstantial, so they're being very careful probably to get all of the detail out in front of the jury to show that they're really crossing the I's and dotting the T's here. Dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
All right, fair enough. We got to wait and see what happens and what this dog found.
I'm curious because it did take 3 days to identify the remains, and I think that this is going to tie into that and how badly the body was decomposed.
All right, that's coming up, folks. Stick around because more testimony is coming up in the bad boyfriend murder trial. All right, let's bring back in our guest still with us, criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. And Sam, when I think about the prosecution's case, and I think about this witness and where it's coming in the trial, the one thing that's missing, one of the weaknesses in this case, and it's a fairly strong case, but one of the weaknesses is how and where this murder happened. They're saying it happened in the car. I can only imagine that perhaps after the DNA experts and the crime scene specialist found things but could not tie anything to it, couldn't say if there was blood in the car. They did find some blood, but the DNA didn't match the victim. Maybe this dog finds something, and that's why we're finding out just how great he is, so that what he finds makes it more credible.
Makes total sense. It'll be interesting to see how they tie it in. I do think that the lack of solid evidence found in the car is a hole in the prosecution's case, and maybe this will fill it, so to speak.
But does it become prejudicial? Because as I'm listening, I told Michael, it feels like this dog always gets it right. And then I start to think that no matter what they say the dog alerted to, I'm going to think, oh, he got it right, and he's part of this, and we know it's the woman and what happened to her. So could it become prejudicial?
I think so. You know, one thing that strikes me, too, is they might be making the record for an appellate challenge, too, making a very detailed record as to how qualified and accurate this dog is.
They've gone on so long, it's almost coming across as character evidence for the dog.
Yes. And I said the same. Maybe there was some type of objection to the dog, even the testimony being allowed in, so they're making it all crystal clear.
Yeah. Now, if they don't plug that hole that we talked about, Sam, this idea that they can't quite pinpoint where and how it happened, because we know we don't have a cause of death, is that a fatal blow to the prosecution's case?
It makes it difficult. You know, so many jurors make decisions on emotions and not on objective data. It would be really interesting to see what the jury does in this case if they don't have something more to actually tie the death to the defendant and his actions.
Yeah. Okay. There's plenty of them to go on if they want to convict him, but I think the holes might cause a problem for some.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.